Hello everyone. Welcome to yet another session with BeMW. And of course, we are continuing with our discussion to do with how we can plan for our finances better, how we can plan for our money better such that we can improve our lives. Apologies that we have started a bit late. We had a few technical issues, but we are now on track. So we thank God so much for today. We thank God for the protection that He has given all of us during this week. And we pray that our discussion that we are going to have this afternoon is fruitful and it can enable us to improve something in our financial lives and our lives in general. Amen. So, ladies and gentlemen, last week a lot happened. Can you imagine we hit the 10 million mark with the COVID-19 cases across the world? We need to continue praying for our brothers and sisters in other countries, and we need to continue trying to observe, not even trying, observing what our government has put in place for us to be able to prevent this virus. So try to continue being safe, washing your hands, have social distance, wear your masks. Guys, we need to survive this 2020 dilemma so that we can thrive in 2021. Not so. So we carry on our discussion with Be Money Wiser. Yeah, in spite of everything happening around us, we still need to be money wiser. So today I'm going to talk about financial discipline. The past few weeks I have been preparing us slowly but surely for today, so that we can start off getting down to the serious things that we need to think about when we are planning for our finances. Now you find that with financial discipline, okay, yeah, you can look it up, go online, go through Google, etc., and get the different definitions that you can find out there about what financial discipline is all about. But for our discussion today, we shall look at it as making a conscious decision, a conscious effort for us to make sound decisions with our money. Now, last week we talked about mindful communication. Everything to do with financial discipline is mindful, meaning you need to think before you make any decision with your money. Now you find that in most cases we have so many excuses. Every time someone talks about, for example, they talk about the issue of saving, you're like, oh my God, not again, saving. Saving is difficult. How can I save with the little money I'm earning? How can I save with all these problems I have? How can I save with all these dependents looking at me to, for their survival, etc., etc. Well, the fact of the matter is you just simply need to save. So financial discipline puts at the back of our mind that all these challenges are there, all these difficulties are there, but still at the end of it all, we need to make that decision. However tough it is, you need to make it. If it's a decision to save and it's the right decision to push you in the right direction, why not save? 2 weeks back, we shared with you, with Be Money Wiser, that we have piggy banks. We have these little tools. Start off this journey of saving, so that however hard it is, you guys, can't you at least in a day put aside maybe even coins of 1,000, and you say that, okay, at least I've saved something today. 6 months down the road, how much is that? 1 year down the road, how much is that? We need to start thinking longer term, thinking bigger, and thinking into achieving these things slowly but steadily. Now, of course, in Uganda specifically, we have a big percentage of youth. I think the last time I checked, around 2018, it was around 77% of the population in this country are youth. You guys, the youth are struggling to ways in which they can find sound and mindful ways in which they can plan for their money. But then again, we are struggling with the situation whereby we want all this now. You want to build a house now. You want to buy a car, you want it now. You want a good job, not any job. You even want your boss's job now. Before you have grown through the years this person has gone through. Before you have accumulated the resources that can enable you to have that big business that you've been dreaming about. Now today we are going back to the basics. What can we do as a youth in Uganda? What can we do as a citizen in Uganda? What can we do as a Ugandan that is struggling and trying to make a difference in their financial lives to see that we progress in the right direction? Now, ladies and gentlemen, financial discipline shows us that we do not have shortcuts. There is no shortcut to financial discipline. There's a book I'm going to refer to today. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I'm referring to it because 2 weeks back, one of our members in BeMW shared with me how this person is going to start saving seriously. But then you find that this same person was totally against saving. Now, you find that most cases we are thinking that if I get a loan that can enable me to start my business the way I want it, I will be okay. If I get like possibly a fund somewhere, maybe one of these government funds, I will be able to start the business of my. Guys, you have not grown through the lessons that you're supposed to learn from when that business was small to see how best you can grow to the level that you would want to be at. Yes, Becky, I see you. Kabahweza, thank you for joining. Moses, Peter, thank you so much for joining. Now, you guys, all this process that we tell you about starting small is not just to do with growing your business or growing from the limited resources that you have. Yes, it's beneficial to think about that too. However, it's also for you to get grounded in that business, for you to think 10 times whether that is the best business for you to see, to learn and evaluate your business, see the cash flows, etc., so that you grow mentally, you grow with your business, you grow with the various scenarios and circumstances that you face in that business, but ultimately you are able to prepare yourself for the bigger picture of your dream. Now, without this preparation, you guys, however much you get a loan, like for example, you've done your business plan, maybe you want to start, what can we look at? Maybe you want to start a bar. You have benchmarked across Kampala and you're looking at all these nice bars and you're like, you know what? I want something like this. But you guys, you have not even started a small bar that can sit like 5 people to evaluate how to make your books, the different types of alcohol people like maybe may demand from your place. Do you need a restaurant in that place? Will you deliver, etc., etc. These are some of the things that you can grow with your business, evaluating, and you see the cost benefit analysis such that at the end of it all you can decide whether or not to venture into that business and whether or to inject in more capital. Now you find that, for example, the dream that you have is worth 100 million and they gave you 100 million today. You have not studied that business prospect well enough for you to know, 1, is the location good enough? 2, have you thought through the kinds of stock that you need that can enable you to grow that business? 3, basically you have not really analyzed that business, as in that business as it runs, for you to be able to decide whether or not to capitalize it further. Now, what am I saying? We are going back to the basics, and the basics dictate that start small. How do you start small? You start small with savings. You start small with your money. There is no way you're going to go and start a business that you have never analyzed, you have never looked into with someone else's money. What if things don't go right? What if you do not get the returns that you were expecting from that business? Then what? You close? You just close just like that? Or you lose your collateral or things of that sort? And of late, we have a number of government funds that are supporting the youth. But ideally, if you are a youth out there and you have not even tried what you want to put that money into, it's also risky. Then what? Start small. You start with your savings. Now, I had mentioned earlier that I'll refer to the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, I love this book so much. I got to know about it, I think, around 3 or 4 years back through a lady called Janet Bugembe. She's doing very great work in empowering the youth, in empowering Ugandans, especially the women, in planning. I was so privileged to meet her at given training some time back, and it's the first time I heard about that book. I was so impressed that she was able to apply most of the things that we talk about financial management, but through that book. So I was like, you know what? Let me read more through this book and see what prompted her to be this focused in the first place. And I was wondering, through just a book. So I get this book, I go through. You guys, that book breaks everything down. It shows you how you can start small with the little you have, with the resources you have, to be able to grow into the dream venture, whatever dream it is that you have. And the first stepping stone for you to get to that level is saving. Of course, by the time we talk about saving, there are also underlying aspects that you need to look at. Much as it's ideal for you to save, you may find that you're already in a financial hole. And I'm saying a hole because these holes are real. And some of us are already in financial mess. Most of the Ugandans are. I can say that again. We are in a financial mess. And most of us do not even know it. We think that, yeah, we are living life. Life is... That is even, okay, like they say, sometimes ignorance is bliss. You may not think you have a problem until you see what else is out there. So you find that we are already in a financial hole. Which financial hole am I talking about? One, we are not spending wisely. Meaning, you're not spending wiser. We talked about this 3 weeks ago. You're spending because you think you have the money will flow, the money will come until COVID hits you, and then you're like, oh my God, we are no longer getting as much money as before. Now imagine if you were saving when the money was flowing. Wouldn't you be in a better position? 2, we are highly indebted. Now this indebtedness, okay, I'm not going to talk about the country for now. Let me focus on the personal note. We normally assume that the more debt we get, the better our lives will become, without thinking through, what are we going to sacrifice to pay back that debt? Where are we going to get the money from to pay back? How are we going to handle the implications of that debt? If you have not yet got a cash flow, if you have not yet started small to see that you can ably finance debt, why are you borrowing? Why are you borrowing to just meet maybe the desired lifestyle that you think you should have? So borrowing without a plan, borrowing without clear cash flow, basically just being indebted, leaves us in a financial hole. Spending wisely, indebtedness, making maybe wrong investment decisions that you have not thought through, evaluated enough, done enough research, and at the end of it all, you find that you've lost a lot of money that you could have used to move your life to the next level. That's also a challenge. Now, in Africa, we also have a number of dependents. We have so many people that rely on us, and in most cases, we end up spending without a plan. And at the end of it all, you put your family's financial lives in a financial fix, let me call it that. And then you also frustrate your own financial decision making. Some of us are in a financial hole of integrity. Do you know a financial hole of integrity? I can see Matthias from South Sudan. Thank you for joining us. Now, if we're looking at this financial hole of integrity, Some of us think that the more we are corrupt, the more we steal, the more we cut corners to get more money, get in a better. You guys, there is no way of dodging the foundation of financial discipline. You can't dodge it. So now, if you're in a financial hole of whatever it is you're in, you have to climb out. Now, of course, you climb out by paying off some of those loans, clearing some of the indebtedness that you have. You're able to improve your spending culture, and you start spending on things that you need more, while cutting down on the unnecessary things that you may think you need but you do not really need. So you basically start planning better. You start planning better for your finances, and you remember 2 weeks ago we talked about saying no. You start saying no to most of these things that are putting you in a financial hole. Are we together? Now, as you are growing out and climbing out of that hole, you will reach the top. I hope you're all visualizing that hole. You've climbed out of that deep hole. Now you've reached the top. You've reached the surface. Now, at the surface of that hole is where whatever you're earning is equal to whatever you're spending. You are not spending any coin outside what you're earning, meaning you're not running to your friend, please help me with transport. You're running to this other person, I am sorry, my children have been sent from school, please help me with some money for school fees. You're no longer making those petty like money scavenging, kinds of actions. You are at a level whereby your income is equal to your expenses. Are we together? Then when you reach that point, you're going to squeeze your financial your financial decisions even more. You're going to become even more wiser by putting aside at least 10%. Now that is something highlighted in The Richest Man in Babylon, the book I was talking about. You start putting aside that 10%. Now after you have put aside that 10%, you will be able to survive in the remaining of your money, the 90%. But over time, you'll also realize that, oh my God, I've been living without this 10% and life has been normal. Let me try 20%. Let me try saving 20% of this money. You save 20%. Now, one thing I have observed with interacting with you, my fellow Ugandans, and okay, the few other people outside the country have been able to interact with. Most cases, when we tell you save 10%, you think it's very little money. For example, if I use dollars, you're earning, let me say this week you got a deal and you got $100, and you're telling someone, just keep $10. They may feel like $10 only, what's the big deal? Why should I keep only $10? That is very little money. You guys, for the start, just keep it. Just keep it. I know it looks very little money. Keep it. And when you keep it, you don't touch it, you do not even think about it. Now, with time, you learn how to live without that $10. It may be 3 months down the road, 4 months down the road. Those are $40 you've kept. Now, with time, you then say that if I can live without the $10, let me try 20. Then in every $100 you earn, you keep $20. Now, the first thing with financial discipline is that you are trying to learn how to have money and you remain calm. Are we together? You're learning to have money seated somewhere, but you're not so excited about it. You're learning how to live with money. Remember, we have come out of the hole of even having money on your account is a miracle. Having money, any money on your account is a miracle because you've been in a financial hole. And now you're moving to the level of you have $50 seated somewhere. However tight things are, you're not scavenging for the $50. You learn how to live with money. Do you see how financial discipline comes into our lives? So if you're corrupt and you've stolen, let me say, 100 million today, yet your account was at 0. You have had the leap from 0 to 100 million. You are not yet disciplined enough to keep the 100 million. Meaning, the same way you got the 100 million is the same way you will eat it all back to 0. Because your growth in financial knowledge is still at 0. Are we together? So you still need financial discipline for you to have sound growth in your financial life. So when you have learned how to live with 10% of your money saved somewhere, you may increase to 20, 30, and with time, by the way, Indians even reach 80% of his lifestyle does not change because I got a salary increment. Now I got a salary increment, I start ordering everything left, right, and center because levels have changed. You know that song, levels have changed. So now everything has to kind of go up. No. With financial discipline, you learn how to stay the same. The money increases, your lifestyle remains the same. You get a deal here or there, your lifestyle remains the same. Because you know that any extra money you will earn, you keep. But for an indisciplined person, any extra money they earn, that's when you realize I need to shop more. For some guys, that's when they realize you need a new girlfriend. For another person, that's when you realize possibly I need to go on an unplanned vacation. By the way, you don't just go on vacation because a deal went down. These are things you also plan for. And you say that after this period, I'll go on a vacation. But an indisciplined person just wakes up and says, you know what? I've got the money. What's the big deal? Let me just go on a vacation. All that is indiscipline. So, what am I saying? You start growing your financial discipline from valuing every little money that you earn, every little money that you put aside, and you learn how to live with money, however little it is. Now, with time, your saving levels will now move to the next level. Now, the next level means you start saving with a purpose. Remember, initially you were saving just to learn how to save. Some of you can get access to a piggy bank just to learn how to see the piggy bank seated there. The piggy bank is full of money, but you're not scavenging for that money. Some of you are opening your piggy banks even before you have got substantial money because maybe today I'm broke. Let me open, and if you're broke, you're broke. You don't have money. Sit and relax in your brokenness. Stay home. Don't touch into your savings because of the desperateness that comes with poor planning and financial indiscipline. Are we together? So, at the first stage, you're learning how to live with money. Then when you move to the next stage, you start saving with a purpose. Now, when you're saving with a purpose, you'll be able to learn how to have a target. Like, let me use an example of a football game. When you're playing football, you go with a plan. And the plan is basically we are struggling to get a goal. That is it. You're struggling to score. And I know most of you are football fans. You're excited that the Premier League has started. But at the end of it all, you're looking out for your teams being able to score that goal. Now, when we come back to money, you need to have a goal for every money that you have. Every money in your possession, you need to have a goal. Sometimes you have money for food. You can have money for transport. You can have money for shopping. You can shopping like clothes, etc. You can have money for your vacation. You can have money for maybe upgrading your computer. You can have money for rent. You can have money for airtime, etc., etc. Meaning, you label each of your money. Each of your money has a purpose in your life. So while some people sit back and say, oh, I have 50 million on my account, that 50 million can go in a flash if it has no goal. But if you have 50 million on your account and you know that, okay, the money that I've kept on my account is, let me say, for the car that I'm planning to buy and the vacation I am planning to go for, however much anyone asks you for money, you will not look at that 50 million as money because it is your car, it is your vacation. Are we together? So some of us, because we play football games without a goal. You play a football, imagine a football game where both teams don't have a goal. You play and play and play. That game can even take a year without ending. You just close because it's dark and then you come back in the morning and resume. Because it has no purpose. It has no aim. You're just there maybe to relax and pass time or whatever it is. It can go on forever. So some of us live our financial lives like that, with no direction, with no purpose. You're just living day by day. Now with financial discipline, you guys, there is no shortcut. You have to get this foundation of making sound decisions with every coin you earn. Okay, back to the basics. You have now been able to grow your discipline to have a goal for each of your monies. Now, at the point where you have a goal for your money, you're going to start being more deliberate, more conscious before any money leaves you. Someone comes and asks you for money. My child has been chased from school. You will look through the different names, the different goals that you have allocated for your money. And you see, really, this person is struggling. Okay, let me get from my emergency fund. Some of you do not even have emergency fund. So these are some of the things you can start saving for. While another person can say, you know what, this month I will buy less airtime because I will use this extra money to help this person. Do you see how money moves? How money should move in your life? You do not just wake up and say, hey, I have some money on my account, I'll give you. No, no, no. You need to know where you're taking from. Which goal are you pushing yourself further away from so as to help another person move towards their goal? So if it's food, you say, I will cut off on food this month so that I can send money to this person. I will cut off on maybe transport expenses, transport costs, so that I can be able to go and hang out with my friends. Are we together? So all your money should have a goal. Now, when your financial discipline has grown, you will stop making rash decisions just because there is money on your account. You will start making more conscious decisions. And as you can see from the definition that I gave you at the beginning, you will have started growing your financial discipline. I can see you, Darius, Pauline. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Now, I'm going to stop here for now with the growth in your financial discipline, because I needed us to first of all digest the fact that the first stepping stone is for you to grow your saving culture, is for you to be able to keep aside some money. Learn how to live with money. Learn how to have money in spite of all the problems happening around you, and you still continue planning. I was planning to stop there. Do you guys have any questions? You post any question you have, or something else that you would want to add on to this direction of enabling us to grow our financial discipline. You can think through your life. What are some of the things that have been preventing you from having discipline? What is that one thing you're like, you know what? This has got to go. Remember when I was saying say no? I have to say no to this so that I can start on my financial discipline journey. Now in Uganda, we love investment. Everyone is saying, you know what, don't tell us about saving. We need to start investing. We need to start making more money, etc. You guys, if you have not learned how to save, if you have not learned how to live with money and you remain calm, even investment will be difficult for you, because you have not yet acquired that discipline to even sustain that investment. You have not even acquired that patience to see your money grow slowly, to see some of your goals come to pass because of being patient, because of being conscious about the various decisions that you're making with your money. So, if I was to be asked, most of these programs that I see being rolled out, let me say there is a fund for youth. There is a fund to help you venture into agriculture. I actually like the agriculture funds because that is one aspect that you can continue thriving with as a youth in Uganda. So if you have land somewhere, you have land in your village that is not developed, it's good. You can go back there and start up something with your family and see that you can start earning through agriculture. Now there are funds that are out there, especially for the youth, maybe for the women, etc, etc. You need to first grow your knowledge. You need to first grow your financial discipline before you venture into using anyone's money for you to achieve your dreams. Are we together? You need to start small. So I can't emphasize this anymore. Financial discipline is paramount. Financial discipline is important, and there are no shortcuts. You're not going to find shortcuts in any way for you to reach your goal. You can go and do research. Some of you have maybe been corrupt. You've got some money here and there, but we are looking, when we are being money wise, we are not looking at small deals. These deals that you make day to day, and maybe your life is comfortable for 6 months. After 6 months, you've eaten all the money, you've gone back to zero. That is short-term thinking. When we are in Be Money Wiser, we are thinking about generational wealth. What are you doing today so that your children are okay, even when you're not here, and your children's children are in a better position? Some of us just think of making money for the next party. You get money and you want to enjoy your weekend. You get money and you want to go shopping till you drop. Is that it? Is that what life should really be all about? Especially for us that have families, for us that wish that our children have a better life, have much better lives than the ones that we have led. We need to start thinking generational. What are you doing today that will have an impact 40 years from today? And 40 years from today, some of us will not be there. Some of us may not be here. But what have you done today that can enable your family to continue thriving even when you're not here? But the change starts with you. The change starts with you improving your saving. As you're improving your saving, it's your children that will also be learning from you. It's you improving your spending culture. It's you improving your financial decision making, so that every decision you make is a stepping stone to the next level. Not digging your hole deeper. Not digging your financial hole deeper. So it is up to us to start thinking better. Now, I would like to encourage us to read that book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Look for it. At Be Money Wiser, we have a few copies. You can let us know, and possibly we can send someone to deliver it to you. But for others that can access this online, you can go online. You can, I think those copies are available. Free copies are available if you Google and check. You can also look that up and try to get to understand the basics of you building your financial discipline and your financial saving culture. Now, of course, like I keep reminding us, may I have a piggy bank? Yeah, so like I keep reminding us, we need to start small with our savings. However bad things are, I've seen so many comments where Ugandans are saying, but how can we save when there is no, we are not earning much, we do not even know where the situation of COVID is going, etc, etc. You guys, as long as you're earning any money, with financial discipline, you value all money. As long as you're earning any money, keep something. At least start with 10%. You know, when times are hard, you save less. When times are better, you can then increase the level of saving. But saving should be part of you. There is no one time where you can say that I have stopped saving because things are really bad. No. Maybe you stop saving because you have stopped earning. Possibly. But as long as you're earning, you have to start saving. Are we together? So with Be Money Wiser, we have this product. We have the piggy banks. And we made this deliberate to teach people financial discipline. I hear so many people telling us that, oh, why doesn't your piggy bank open? And we want a piggy bank with a key. Nope, we do not have keys for this piggy bank. You have to learn how to save. And I think you can see how big it is. It is big. It is big. It will be there in your room, in your house, tempting you every day to open. But as long as you're growing your financial discipline, you hold on. You wait. You wait to open it until it has filled. Now when it fills, again, you do not just open the money and think it's party time. We encourage you to carry this money to a financial institution. You now take your saving to the next level. If your account has been empty, you know some of you have bank accounts, but you only withdraw from those accounts, and maybe it's your employers to what? To deposit in that account. Now you're going to start depositing your savings in those accounts. Now when you are able to accumulate this, carry it, take it to your institution, to your financial institution, and it should be supervised. Supervised institutions are regulated by, a regulator like Bank of Uganda, and you ensure that your savings are safe. Now, when you take these savings there, you will not stop there. Some of you have failed to get investment options. You will then think of investing this money. Now, one of the investment options that is the easiest for most of us is treasury bills and bonds. Talk to your bankers, talk to your financial institution, and you start investing in treasury bills and bonds so that you have kept your money, but your money is earning something, however small it is. I hear so many Ugandans saying, oh, the rate of the treasury bills is just 10%, it's just 12% per annum. You guys, you'd rather have your money than it increasing at least 10%. Start thinking a little bit longer term. Let me keep this money. As it grows, I am maybe building up my business idea. So you're not just keeping the money there seated, it is earning you some little more money, and then you're also building possibly a business plan, a business idea to again reinvest this money into something bigger. So with financial discipline, you will have the foundation. From this foundation, you'll be able to grow. You'll be able to grow slowly but surely for you to be able to improve in the way you make your day-to-day decisions. Now, I've shown you the piggy bank. There is also the eggy bank. Now, the eggy bank was made mainly for the Muslims, but the concept is the same. And this one I love even much more because it's like an egg. So when you're opening it, it's like you're cracking an egg. Now, for some of you who like the keys, by the time you open this piggy bank, you should be ready to open it. The eggy bank, you should be ready to open it like how you think of an egg. When an egg cracks, how many times do you put it back? When it's open, you take out your money and you do something bigger with your money. So we are emphasizing start small. Grow your money, grow your knowledge until you are able to have the level of financial discipline that you require in your life. So I don't know if we have any questions. I can see some experiences being shared, and we shall go through them and send comments after our discussion. But I would like to close with a few reminders in which we can learn how to grow our financial discipline. One of the reminders is for you to save. You save consistently, and as your saving consistently grows, you will learn how to save with a goal. And as long as you're saving with a goal, you will see your life transforming as if automatically. And most people will start thinking that that person must be having loads and loads of money. No, you may not have all the money in the world, but as long as you're planning well and deliberately, you will achieve most of the things that you want to achieve that even people with much more money than you have failed to achieve because of financial indiscipline. So save consistently with a specific goal. You're going to learn how to pay back your loans. Some of you are already dodging the people you borrowed from. So you're going to learn how to pay back your loans. As long as you've taken someone's money, you need to pay back. So if you're finding challenges, meet this person, make a repayment plan, but ultimately a plan for you to pay back and climb slowly out of the financial hole that you may be in. You're going to start making your budgets and making budgets consistently. Before any money leaves you, make sure you have planned for it. Make sure it is to meet a specific goal, a specific purpose in your life. So there is no more room for you to just make rash financial decisions because there is money. Nope, you're going to start being more deliberate. A while back, we talked about making a shopping list. Everything you're buying should be on your shopping list. Then you're going to start spending wisely. Now, most cases when we are telling you to spend wisely, some of you think it is for being a miser. You know, misers take it to the next level. But we have a quote in Be Money Wiser where we emphasize you simply need to be money wiser, not to be a miser. Now, you're going to enjoy the rest of your life. You can plan for entertainment, you can plan for, shopping, you can plan for vacations. But the key word is, have you planned? Or are you making a decision because so-and-so went to Dubai, I should also go to Dubai. So-and-so started a business, I should also start a business. This lady looks smart in that dress, I should also buy it. Now, those are the financially unwise decisions that keep us indisciplined. Then we're going to think of planning longer term. You plan for your retirement. Most of us stop at retirement. Like your life ends there. And we forget that you have this young generation that you are going to live here. So there is a bit of technical hiccup, but let's continue. So what have you done for the generation after you? You're going to start thinking longer term. Generational wealth. What are you doing today that is going to sustain your family, your children's children? Yes, and our children's children. But you also have to do your part. What are you doing today for you and your children's children to be in a much better position? Then, of course, we are going to improve our financial decision making. We're going to use the right financial products. Do not lose your money because you're trying to venture into cheap financial options. The best financial options are with regulated financial institutions. So don't be cheated. Don't be tricked to lose your money. Try to deal with the right people so that you get the right services that can move you to the next level. Recently, I was in a bank and I was so impressed that the line of people opening accounts was really long. And while as some people are crying that they have no money to save, they have, other people are opening accounts. Other people are trying to deal with the right financial institutions so that they can move their finances to the next level. So don't be that person that keeps withdrawing from your account. Become the person that also starts depositing. And the money you can deposit on top of your employer's salary or wherever your normal sources are from is money from your savings. Are we together? Okay, and then finally, you're going to start investing carefully and valuing all money. All money. When we say save 10%, even if your friend comes and tells you today, let me say you get a visitor and someone tells you, here is 50,000, especially the youth. Most of you get these monies, little monies from your relatives, your friends, your in-laws, things of that sort. And then you go and eat all the money. Whatever the money amount is or wherever the money is from, save at least 10%. So you're going to start valuing every money. You need to be conscious. Today, someone gave me 20K. Have I saved at least 2,000 shillings? Isn't that achievable? Or today, someone gave me $10. Have I saved at least $1? Now you're going to become more conscious about the money you're earning, what the money is doing in your life, and ultimately how you can move your life to the next level. Okay, so I think that's generally it for today. I've tried to put so much information in so little time that we have, but I'm hoping that we can now start making a conscious decision this week. Let's start thinking more deliberately of how we can become financially disciplined, on how we can be able to make sound financial decisions, on how we can be mindful before any money leaves our wallet, leaves our pocket, etc. I'll shared with us that he used to be sympathetic, giving out money based on emotion, without thinking how it was affecting his goals. No longer manipulated by emotions. That's great, Darius. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm hoping this is actually an issue that many Ugandans have. We are so kind. I think it's good. I think it's good as a people that we are kind individuals. We always are willing to help each other. But ultimately, let's put all this in our plans. If you know that you are a kind person who likes helping, plan for it. If in those goals that you have, there is money for helping, why not help people? If there is money for entertainment, why not? Once in a while, go out. But the key thing we're emphasizing here for you to have discipline is plan for it before any money leaves you. Are we together? So thank you so much for today. I'm hoping a bit of knowledge has come out of our discussion today. And I'm praying that the week that you have ahead of you is safe, first of all, and that it is fruitful for the various ventures that you have planned out for the week. And let's make a more conscious decision to have a meeting with ourselves to discover the places in our lives where we are financially indisciplined, and we try working towards becoming a little more disciplined. And with time, it will be part of us, and we'll be on this journey of being money wiser. So thank you so much for listening in. Thank you for following, and I wish you the best for the rest of the weekend and for the week ahead. Thank you, and let's be money wiser. Thank you.